Welcome back, everyone. Midday SuperTalk Mississippi, hour 3 of the program on this election day. Joining us now, the Secretary of State of the great state of Mississippi, Michael Watson. Good afternoon there, Mr. Secretary.
Good afternoon, my friend. We're in Drew, Mississippi today, right now, checking the precinct here. We've been in Marshall County, Whitman County, and working our way down to Jackson. So we'll be all over the state today.
What's it look like? What are you hearing?
I'm hearing a lot of reports about great turnout. We saw our absentee numbers spike from what we saw in the primary. So that was a good, hopefully, suggestion that people will be coming out to vote today. And I really think Mississippians are charged up, ready to vote. So we're seeing good numbers.
Yeah. So let's be clear. We've got elections in every county in the state of Mississippi today, correct?
All 82. We've got folks that will be around the state in about 40 counties of the 82, checking precincts, again, making sure the law is being followed. We don't want to just talk about voting integrity. We want to make sure that we're out there showing that our office cares about the laws of Mississippi and that it's being enforced correctly.
Have there been any reports, Mr. Secretary, from any of the circuit clerks about any sort of anomalies or elections commissioners, anything you've had to deal with thus far?
Nothing too bad. We have a couple of calls from DeSoto, a few sets of long lines, and we had one precinct that may have been low on ballots. We had a little bit of an issue in Madison County with a school board election. Outside of that, though, everything seems to be going pretty well here across Mississippi.
Okay. So I voted this morning before the show, and I believe at my precinct there in Madison County, in Ridgeland, and I believe this is the first time I can recall signing on a device with my finger there when I checked in to vote. Is that something new? Is that across the state?
Books?
Yeah. So instead of signing my name in the okay, so instead of signing my name as you typically do, you're told where to sign when you show up, and you authenticate using your photo ID in accordance with our law, and you sign on the line that you're asked to. By the poll worker there. Yeah, this time we did it electronically. I think that's great. So obviously that is associated with the ticket generated at the time that I authenticate and am approved to vote. And so all that information is digitized and stored. I think that's great, honestly. So something that maybe some other counties ought to look into as well, huh?
Yeah, that's right. And you, a technology guy, understand. It's just like mobile ID, and one of the issues we talked about of late, where folks now have the driver's license on their cell phones, authenticate that in front of the poll workers there. So we're seeing technology take place, obviously, across the board with elections. I will remind you, though, the legislature this year passed new funding for new machines across the entire state that are paper-based. So they will have a verifiable trail. If anybody ever has a question about a machine, we can always go back to that paper ballot to make sure the numbers are accurate.
That's great. Yeah, it's a good point there, Mr. Secretary. So you're absolutely right. So then when I presented the ticket, which shows that I have authenticated, I've provided my photo ID, credentials, signed in, and so forth. I'm issued the ticket. I go to the next step in the process. I'm then provided a ballot, a paper ballot. It's a marked sense ballot. I fill that out. It's scanned, but that paper ballot is still there as an audit trail should there be any post-election questions. So seems like that's working out pretty well for us, would you say?
It is, and you make a great point there, election audits. One of the things that we'll be working towards this year with the legislature, we worked on a little bit last year. Our circuit clerks had a few questions about it, which is a great thing that we've done, our 82 county tour, sitting down with our clerks and commissioners, talking about issues just like this. If you have questions about post-election audits, what is a way that we can move forward together to put a system in place where it just restores even more confidence to the process here in Mississippi. So we'll be working on that this year in the legislature.
Gotcha. You feel like we'll have all the results across the state sometime this evening?
I think so, Gerard. As you know, when folks come in, if they don't remember to bring their ID, by the way, make sure you bring your IDs. If they don't remember, they have a 5-day window to come back to prove their identification. Also, with our vote-by-mail process, as the legislature changed the law in 2020, as long as you cast your ballot by today, it's postmarked by today, it can be received within 5 business days. That will count as long as the other processes were followed. So that has a little bit of a delay there, but we should have a pretty good idea today.
Polls are open until 7 p.m. this evening, correct?
from 7 to 7. And if you're in line by 7 o'clock, you will be allowed to vote. So make sure people know that. And again, take your ID. It's a great day to go vote in Mississippi.
That's a good point. Is there anything, Mr. Secretary, voters need to be aware of with respect to behavior while in line around the precinct, the polling places? What do we need to know about in terms of Mississippi law there?
Yeah, look, no loitering within 30 feet. We actually had, we were in a precinct just a few minutes ago where we had that issue come up. I had to deal with it directly, and which was great timing for us to be there. But outside of that, 150 feet away from the precinct, if you want to be campaigning, we'll make sure that that law is followed. And again, Gerard, it's really important that all Mississippians know we need all of their help. If you're in a precinct, if you see something that doesn't look quite right, please call our elections hotline. You can find that number on our website, y'allvote.ms. But if you see anything that's out of place, let us know. Call your circuit clerk, call your elections commissioner, or if it's something that is really out of the ordinary, you can obviously call local law enforcement. So we just want to make sure that people understand we're a team, and we need all of the help we can get to make sure that Mississippi's election process goes smoothly today.
Absolutely. Good point. What about our poll workers? Any issue this year, this cycle? I know the COVID situation kind of set us back somewhat. How are we doing there?
You know, I was just in Quitman County again, as I mentioned, and sorry, it's 18-wheelers riding by here, but a brand new set of poll workers. So we're seeing new ones come out. Our poll worker portal has been great. Folks can go to our website, sign up. We send information down to the counties, and then they activate it and recruit those workers that signed up. So having a really good turnout with that, but also just I think people understand the civic duty to come out and help. So it does get tight sometimes, but we're seeing so far we've got enough to make sure the process goes smoothly today.
Yeah, so I expect that at the Secretary of State's office, you've got all hands on deck today, right? Big day.
We do. There's many of us out in the field today, obviously going to see in different precincts. We've got Election Central at the office, so Kyle Kirkpatrick and his team is fielding a ton of calls. The call volume is really up today, which is a good sign. It means people are out and about going to vote. If they see something, have questions, obviously they call our office. But a phenomenal team of people at the office, Gerard. Really, really honored to serve with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Secretary, have you been in touch with your counterparts in any of the other states, in particular those that have extremely contentious Senate races and gubernatorial races? What are you hearing there, if anything?
Yeah, we have. Matter of fact, I talked to a group of 7 or 8 of them last night. We all have gotten kind of close, and we just share information across the states. And they're really excited about what they see as a big turnout today in their state. So, again, I think the important piece is teamwork. Talking to these other secretaries, seeing what's going on in their state so we can be aware, what do we need to look for here in Mississippi? And same thing here, sharing information with them from Mississippi, what should they be looking for in their state? So the idea of having a good elections officials patch of team is really important for us.
The president, the Democrats in general, supporters, surrogates, have pounded their chest about democracy being on the ballot here. And I think one of the things they refer to is this ruse, this fallacy that Republicans in Republican-controlled states seek to enact legislation that prohibits or suppresses voters. Is there any evidence of that whatsoever? Start with Mississippi and then address the rest of the country.
Well, let's talk about evidence to the contrary, Gerard.
Exactly.
Pounded Georgia on their suppressive laws. And we've seen record turnout in Georgia this year, which is quite the opposite of what they're claiming. And quite honestly, it really bothers me that the Democrats would try to claim the corner of democracy. That's clearly not the case. You may have saw a tweet that I posted yesterday about, if you want to get out and vote for people that are going to follow the rule of law. That's the key. So when the law is out there, and if you see states like Georgia where absolute turnout is going through the roof today, in face of this suppressive, and I'll use air quotes for the folks that are not seeing here online, it's just not true. And so I'm excited about turnout in Mississippi. We're seeing good numbers here. And again, we've got a great set of laws in Mississippi. Proud of the team that we've built with our commissioners and our clerks across the state.
I mean, I think we have pretty accommodative rules and laws here. Has anyone ever reported, either at the county, municipal, or even up to the Secretary of State, I simply cannot adhere to these laws to vote? Has anybody ever said that? About 30 seconds left.
No, sir, not at all. Matter of fact, again, on Twitter the other day, a guy said it was so hard for him to absentee vote. I said, sir, I just absentee voted yesterday. It took me about 5 minutes. It was really easy.
It's pretty easy. I've done it as well. I mean, I just think we've got a lot of empty rhetoric there, and I'm looking for more empirical evidence. And honestly, I believe if you or our lawmakers were aware of any such, they'd address it. But there just isn't any evidence of that, and there's nothing to do. I think we're in pretty good shape.
100%. Look at the COVID numbers in 2020. Our turnout was record numbers in the face of all of that. It's so easy to go to Mississippi right now. It's a great time to be a Mississippian.
I'm sure we'll be talking to you again. Good luck today. I know you're going around the state. Thanks for all you do, Mr. Secretary. Talk soon.
You got it, my friend. Take care.
Secretary of State Michael Watson's been our guest. Coming right back.